Larry. How is your day going?
It's been pretty well. I'm kind of busy. Had one exam today, and then two of my classes actually got canceled, which was really astonishing because one of my teachers is sick, and the other one's in Colorado doing a dog show.
Oh, wow.
So it's kind of interesting. Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you for scheduling the time to meet with me today. I just wanted to follow up with you and see kind of how things have progressed as the year is moving along and everything. So, how has just it been being at Western this year?
Wow. Yeah, this year, like, since it's towards the end of the year, like, you definitely see the difference from last year of how, like, more, like, I found myself more, like, oriented, like, towards, like, I'm not saying I'm being selfish, but it's more, like, in tune with myself. Like, you kind of become way more independent, and I feel like that's a word that's thrown around here a lot, but I feel like that's what college is to get that. Yeah, I don't know, you find yourself more and you, like, branch out and you meet people that you don't think you'd ever meet, and you become friends with people that you're just like, I didn't think I'd ever be friends with them. But it's like a good thing, and it's nice to experience other people, and I'm really enjoying it, because last year I lived in the dorms, and I love the dorms and stuff, but I stayed within my like small community of the dorm, and especially my floor. And I didn't I ventured in some of my classes and I met people there, but like this year, I definitely have like met people in my classes, met people outside of class, met like people walking through like and sitting in Red Square, and just like random things like that. And now I'm good friends with like just people like that I meet outside, and it's really nice just to be able to do that. So that's how like this year has compared to last year. Yeah.
Cool. That must feel like really good to be, more connected with other students and everything.
Yeah, it does. It makes it really surprises me, and I feel proud of that. It's just I can do that, and I know for most people they are still shy about it, and I feel like I'm still shy about it. Like, I'm not gonna walk up to a stranger, but I feel, because like I wouldn't normally do that, and I just kind of feel like I'm proud of the fact that I can go up and actually initiate conversation instead, and that I can do that. And so I feel like that's a big step that I've done, and that's what I'm proud of. So.
Great. Yeah, that's probably a good confidence booster.
Yeah.
So what has been kind of like a shining Valeri moment from this year?
Oh, I have no idea. Like, this year, man, so many things have happened. Shining thing is like, I truly have found like what I want to do. Like, I came in here, like I originally came to Western for Huxley, and then I don't know why, but I was like, I'm going to do bio. And then I started taking bio classes, and then I realized I'm not that great at bio, and I hate biology. Like, it's just way too, and like right now I'm in organismal biology, and I love that because it's like on a bigger scale and bigger picture. And so I actually went back to Huxley, and in the fall I will actually formally submit, and I got all major override like codes for all my classes. So I'm like taking oceanography, like ecological history and ethics, and fundamentals of ecology, and then there's biostatistical analysis. And so I'm really excited for those, because it's actually like my major classes, and it's like I'm done with all my GURs, I'm done with all that, so I'm excited for it.
Yeah. That's really great. So I mean, sounds like things kind of didn't go on the path that you expected, but it kind of everything came around, and now you're back at Huxley full circle, but now you're working on a different focus.
Yeah, I definitely am. I'm still doing, because I was originally going to do marine biology, now I'm doing environmental sciences with a marine emphasis. Okay. And I'm still doing a minor in chemistry, but it's definitely staying in the same field. I just feel like environmental sciences is more me.
Good. I'm glad you found something that you're attached to.
Thanks.
So how has it been living in Burnham Wood specifically? I know you were talking about that kind of changing your social dynamics and everything, but how has that community impacted you?
It's definitely pushed me to meet more other people, like I was talking about, especially like that no one really like associates with one another, and people do, especially when it gets warmer out, because people are like outside. But it's it's impacted, like, I do, like, hang out with my roommates, and I do go off campus more to talk to people, and it's kind of just pushed me out of, like, my room or, like, my apartment and being like, go venture forth, you know? So it's like, kind of go find yourself. So it's been really nice. That's why I appreciate Burnwood, and I feel that's, like, one thing, like, once you move out on your own and stuff, that's, like, what happens, and that's actually kind of cool.
That's cool. So, what are your relationships with your roommates like?
So I am living with, because I lived in Higginson, so I had suite mates. So I'm living with my suite mates from last year,
Okay.
and one of my friends from last year that lived on my floor. So, and my roommate Cameron, he is an awesome guy, but like me and him have our, like, you know, ups and downs, especially because he's an awesome guy and I love him, but he, like, me and him just have, like, different, like, backgrounds, and so we don't always, like, meet at the same level, and so it's kind of hard. But as in, like, my suite mates were suite mates from last year, I guess they're still kind of apartment mates, but we get along really well because we do have, like, the same closer values and backgrounds and everything. And so, and I've lived with them a lot longer, and so we've kind of just grown together, especially here at college, and it's been really interesting. And so I'm a lot closer to them than I am to Cameron, to Chris and Will, and so it's kind of, it's definitely weird, but it's what it is sort of thing. It's not like, it's been almost a whole year, and I guess, like, I don't hate my roommate, and, like, I get along with him, and, like, we talk and we hang out and stuff, but it's just not that close of a relationship.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you kind of work through those personal differences?
We kind of just, I feel like we just find common ground. So a lot of times, like, we do have, like, common, like, things between us, and I feel like I don't know, like, we like being a little more cleaner than our suite or than our apartment mates, but that just depends on, like, days. Like, sometimes I can be a total slob. Like, it was my
Yeah.
it was my kitchen week for this past week, and I wasn't home all week, and so, like, I didn't wash a whole dish for a week, and my roommates were like, "Are you kidding me?" And so they were giving me crap. But I feel like that's how it happens a lot in our apartment, or, you know, we just find little things that work, and then we just hang out on that.
Cool. So I know that we've talked about kind of your, like, social life kind of changing, and then the transformations in your, like, academic focus. Have there been any other changes this year, or things that you see in yourself that are different values you might have adopted, or behaviors?
Well, so I came in here with a stronger faith. So I'm not as, like, Christian. So I'm still have, like, fundamental Christian, you know, background and everything, but I'm just not as, like, strong as my parents want me to be. Like, I don't go to church every Sunday, read the Bible and stuff, but I find it kind of weird, and so every time I go home, my parents are a lot more religious than I am. And so I feel like this year has definitely, like, pushed, like, hasn't pushed me, but it's made me more parent of that. And I definitely have vocalized it to my parents, and I don't think they approve of it as much. And so it's been definitely kind of a weird ride, but I think they're slowly adjusting to it. But I feel my mom has adjusted to it, but I feel like my dad is still taking this time, and he's kind of more slow to adapt to it, that,
I see.
you know, his kid doesn't have the same, like, background or beliefs as him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely weird.
Yeah, and it's an interesting time in our lives that we're, you know, it's balancing that interdependence and independence, and you know, working through that with our, like, parents or guardians as well, and kind of figuring out the balance of how to, like, become your own person, but respect where you came from.
Yeah, I don't want to upset my parents, you know, and so I'm still trying to be nice. And, like, I feel like this year I've become a lot closer with my parents through that, actually being able to express myself.
Yeah.
And so that I'm, like, more on, like, I'm not saying, like, I still see them as my parents, but I feel like we're more on, like a friend level, and I appreciate them a lot more for what they do. So
that's really good. And I'm glad to hear that you're kind of, like, finding your voice too, and being able to come into yourself, you know, and like stand up for what kinds of like behaviors you want to adopt. So
Yeah, thanks.
cool. Well, it's been really great talking with you today. I definitely learned some awesome things that are going on with you, and I look forward to checking in with you in a little bit and kind of seeing maybe how those environmental science classes are going. That sounds really exciting for you. And yeah, I hope you have a great day and have a great rest of the year.
Yeah, you too.